video of how I transfer my lovely photos from paper to wood. So let's start. I've got my paper ready on the A4 inkjet print. I have my wood ready, all prepped. Pine, you can use plywood if you want. You can even use canvas. There you go. Okay, I have my wood prepared, nicely finished off. And if you want, you take your 220 grit sandpaper and just go over it with a grain and nicely smooth out the edges. Just to prep. Yeah. Brush off the excess dust, your cloth. Take your photo that you have actually printed on a 80 gram A4 sheet. You can make any size if you want. I just cut the borders. Make sure you remove all these white little edges here. So now just take your photo and size it. Is it going to go over the edges? That's fine. Even mark it off just like that. See how it's going to come out. Just cut that off. Wood is a bit smaller than the A4. As I said, any wood size, doesn't matter. Okay, beautiful. Okay, let's get started. People, your Mod Podge, shake this thing well. Get your ready with your paintbrush so you can apply it. I would say just do it on the board itself with the Mod Podge. Dip it in, make sure you got enough. And then quite literally go over it, your picture. Make sure it's really soaked with the Mod Podge. Or decoupage, whatever you want to do. Because this is what's going to bind your picture onto the wood. So put it on. Well coated. See, the photo is actually, the paper is actually getting wet, curling up a bit, but that's good. It's a good sign you got that Mod Podge on well. Okay, now take the photo and you position it, you flip it onto your wood, very gently. Remember, air bubbles are not your friend. There we go. Smooth that sucker out. Just with your hand at first. See, we don't want these creases. don't look good on the end product. So let's just wipe it with a cloth first, getting those air bubbles, creases out. You see it's starting to go away there. You can even use a bit of a squeegee plastic thing and smooth it out even more. Okay, we're going to leave this now to dry after we tidy up all the excess Mod Podge that's seeping out. But work it in well. Make sure that it's really stuck on. Doesn't matter if it's got overlap, we can remove that later. Okay, now leave this now for 24 hours to dry, and I'll be back. Okay, welcome back. It's after 24 hours now, and this has dried quite successfully. Very, very dry paper. Okay, now get your cloth. I suggest using one of these very flannelly cloths because it tends to take the paper off more. Get your water and then just paint on with a brush over the paper. Now you want to get this really soaked. You can see the image coming through here. Literally soaked with water. Here's the image coming through. Okay, now that we've done that, just leave it just to settle for a few minutes. Before we start rubbing. Push that paper in there. Take the edge of your cloth like this and maneuver it around. You'll see it starts to take off the paper in these clumps. Attempt at paper removal. those pieces off. Wipe up your surface. Make another ream from this. And let this dry now. So it's totally dry again. And attempt it again with the water. Same way. Wipe off that excess paper. Thanks, see you then. You've left the wood and paper dry again for a few hours. You can see it already now, it's already milky, but there's still a lot of paper on there. So we repeat the performance of wetting it. With your sandcloth, take it and just gently now move your cloth over those. Even wet the cloth. Doing with those very edgy borders, paper ripped off, just taking a bit of my paint, just like that, dab it off a bit, off the brush, don't be much paint on there, just apply it back on the wood, very gently, there's a bit of another one, there we go. The ink is black. Should be okay. Noticeable at the end of the day. Starting up that wood colour. Not going too overboard. I think I've done all the pieces. A piece of tree with speckled light. Finger to feel the need. Anything's a learning curve. Oops. Up on the edges. Oh, it looks a bit ghastly. We'll try let's make it into the painting too. There we go. Okay. Good. Okay. After your paint dried, water dried. Take your Mod Podge, well shaken. Get your paintbrush ready. Paint over the picture. Just to seal in it. Go with the grain of wood possible. Don't Mod Podge these raw tiny pieces because we're going to stain that. There we go, leave to dry again. Recording again. Got the white formula. We're going for it with the white, watering it down quite a bit. Absorb it to the wood.